Hi and welcome to our second episode in conversation with the Dean and Director of 6 Cricket Academy, Mr. Karthik Jeshwanth. Welcome, sir.
Morning.
Mr. Jeshwanth, the response to our last video has been amazing and a lot of parents have asked you questions. I have shortlisted 3 questions for this episode. I would like to have your input on these questions. The first question is, my son is 12 years old. How many matches should he play in a week? The second question is, from a parent point of view, how do we know the process is right? And the third question is, how can a player keep his or her performance consistent?
Yeah. Thanks, Sophie, for the introduction. And the idea of this video is to try and educate the parents who have asked some lovely, relevant questions, which bothers quite many parents before they put their child into a sport. So I think I'll be of help in some ways to these parents. Can we have the first question, please?
My son is 12 years old. How many matches should he play in a week?
Okay, this is a very enthusiastic parent. So, 12 years is just about starting. Ideally, I would suggest an unstructured way of playing, which we when we were of that age, we would play a lot of tennis ball cricket. We would play along the roadside where we would break the glasses of our neighbors, and there's so much of learning, the external learning, which is very, very important for you to succeed at the highest level. A coaching camp or a formal setup can guide you on the formal structure of this technique and how to go about. But when you go in the center there and handling pressure and trying to win matches for your team, it's a different ball game. So to give a few examples, I have many, but I can look at our former captain MS Dhoni. Turned out to be a wonderful captain, probably the best captain India has ever seen. And if you look at his career graph, I don't think he went through any kind of a formal structure. So if you see in our academy, the 6 Cricket Academy also, we have started one for a very young age group, as young as something like 7 to 8 years old also come. But I have made it a kind of a procedure is put up for them to learn cricket without playing cricket. I hope many will understand that. Now, coming to the specific question of a 12-year-old boy, first thing is you allow him to play the way he wants to play. That is safety in mind, because the roads are not conducive to play any sport. Now the corporation grounds are also not very safe for the 12-year-olds to go and play. So the option is a formal academy. Now, how many matches? It is not just for a 12-year-old. I would say again it's my guess. It could be maximum of 2 matches a week, because he's a small child. Now you allow him in a 7-day week, he'll be willing to play 8 days a week, But we as adults, as parents, as coaches, we need to understand that, that's not the right thing for him, because the burnout factor, which we are seeing in many kids, which is happening around the age of 16 and 17. So to add another point here, starting early is good. But we have to it has to be monitored by people who know the child growth. It is not just that any coach who does not know this part will just make him play left, right, center, and by 16, 17, the child will say that, no, I have had enough of this sunburn. I do not want to be there. Many options open up at that time. So about 2 matches a week is fine, and allow him to learn the unstructured way, not instructional, So that, I think, should answer the question. Yep.
The second question is, from a parent point of view, how do we know the process is right?
Yeah, this is a very relevant question which bothers everybody, Sophie. See, when I put my child into a school, college, university, I do so much of due diligence, so much of homework, so much of Google search, everything I do. Now the parents of the sports children who have excelled in their own fields have no clue about sport. But the son or the daughter is very keen on getting into the sport. Now the question is, how do a parent understand that which is the right place? Now the first thing, if he's a young child, say about 10 to 12, 13, he can ideally, travel is an issue in any metros now, so probably anywhere nearby. So if he's showing some progress, if he's got that, I always tell that God-given talent, because cricket is an art. If the boy has that, then yes, he needs to go through a good coach. Now, how do you see where is this good coach coaching? So that the child can go and join in that academy. See, the Indian system is, we have coaches which the NCA certifies the coaches. The NCA qualified certified coaches will have some knowledge of what is sport coaching about and how to handle your child. So that is one thing. The other thing could be about see, now there are some coaching camps who are business oriented, who just anybody just goes to their academy and plays, has a knock, they just put up their photos saying that we have produced this boy, or we were we played a part in this boy's role. I advise the parents not to fall for these things. This is not the criteria at all. So it is about the certification, and even if it comes to certification, now the only few people who are qualified to certify are the National Cricket Academy, that's the NCA, the Asian Cricket Academy, the ICC, the International Cricket Council, and Australia, and the ECB. These are the 4-5 bodies. Now people have started forming their own groups and started certifying people, which according to me, somebody should interfere on this and say that they should stop this. So this is another thing which the parent needs to look into. So they can, through their contacts or through a little bit of web search. And you should also know what is the pedigree of these people, from where are they coming, what is their background. And in many cases you see through that this guy is something big here, he does not need to you can make out from the personality, the background of this person, that as to what he has gone through. His intention is not making money, his intention is to guide your child in the right direction. If you can satisfy these things, I think yes, you are on the right track. But it's a difficult question, so I would advise the parents to do the due diligence, do a lot of research, and then instead of jumping the gun and putting your child wherever. So to summarize the whole thing, initially at the age of 12, 13, you can put him around the area where you live, which is very convenient for you. Then if you see progress, or you also can make out, see, how do I as a parent make out that my child is progressing? So you can make out from the coach's selection, how they select. Every match he's been selected to play the whatever friendly matches or tournament, or he's batting at a higher number, or is bowling at a higher as a fast bowler, he's bowling the new ball. Then you know that the boy has got some cricket in him. If it is not there, it's a clear indication that the art, to progress in his art, he does not have the abilities which are, or the skills which are God given, like I say, are not, or missing. So in that case, you got to think, and then is it worth? Because cricket is a very time consuming game, and every half mark to 1 mark decides whether you get into a great university or a good university. So I understand the parents' concern. So these are all the things which if you can keep in mind, and before putting your child into a sport, you should look into.
Thank you. The next question is, how can a player keep his or her performance consistent?
If somebody had known the answer for this, everybody would have followed that. So like I just now told, it's an art, we cannot control it. So as parent, as coaches, or as players, what we can do is that we can put the process correctly, and then hope. If the greatest of the batsmen, Sachin Tendulkar, averaged around 50, see, he couldn't average 100. So every time the batsman goes into bat, he looks at getting 100. So if you see the great players, anyone above 50 are considered great, like the Rahul Dravids, the Virat Kohlis, the Tendulkars, Ponting, Don Bradman. These are all people who are Gavaskar, who are all considered really great players. So if you look at it, even they could not get 100. So that means that failure is a part of the game. Now, how do we deal with it? And here it becomes a very important role of the parent at home to how to deal with failures, especially when the child has failed, he or she knows that they have not done something right. Now there is pressure from the team, the pressure from the team captain, pressure from the team coach, and if there is pressure at home, you can imagine the mindset of that boy who's coming tomorrow. See, because what has happened, you cannot change that. Now to have his tomorrow great, so where he's going to get many more opportunities, he can only rectify that. So I think we can only put the process right and then hope, which is a kind of a proven thing. People who have worked on the processes on an everyday basis, every net session, every hour basis, people have done well. But from my experience, people who have taken shortcuts, which of late the parents are doing. They come to an academy, they go to an academy, there they see that son is not progressing. They are not accepting that the son is not good enough. They say that the camp is not good enough, the academy is not good enough. They go to another place. There they see the same thing. There is the hopping culture in many fields which are there. There is a group of parents also who have this culture, and let me tell you, they go nowhere. They go nowhere. It is not anybody's fault. For a parent to know, he has to just look at like I just told you, just do a fact check of the coaches. Second is the infrastructure, whether my child is going in the right direction, as far as is it safe. Like lot of parents in the 6th Cricket Academy talk about this. They say that it's a great thing. We are okay where our son is going. He is progressing in a nice way, and we are very happy. It's a very safe environment. The coaches here are nice. They know what they're doing. They're happy about it. If you have this theory, I think your son will reach his best, and any coach under the sun can only take your son to his best. There is no other formula for him to become something else. Any coach can take him to his best, and I think if you're okay with that, I think you're in good hands. If you take this up of changing from this academy to that academy, I'm telling you, it's going to be a never-ending thing. And if you do a fact check about the great players, say like a Tendulkar, like a Dravid, or a Virat, if you see that at the young age, they will just refer one coach. Of course, by the time he finishes his career, as per research, the player goes through in the hands of about 13 to 14 players. But all these players, if you go and search, they would have mentioned one coach who has come in their life at the start of the career. So I think that is the way it goes about, and I think hopefully I've clarified all the questions which the parents have, and I look forward to many more questions. And if this is useful to you as parents, please share the videos with your friends too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and for all our viewers, you got that right. Share your views, and sir will answer it. Thank you so much.